Yeah, you need an initial hole. I don't care if my pants get wet. Where's the lid?
Welcome in to Keep It About Ball, bitch.
Just a splash.
Shitbag lizard people.
Bro's QB2 is Aiden O'Connell.
Bucks on paper. Actually, when you add up the pick value, when you crunch numbers, who the fuck's Jennifer?
And welcome into ZBR, a sports podcast by Zach, Brady, and Reed. We talk the Kansas City Royals, NBA, NFL, and fantasy football, mostly in reference to our Dynasty League, Hillary Duff's Prime, but also our Scott Fishbowl team. I'm Zach, the Z and the Zebra. I'm, of course, joined by my pals and partners, Brady, the bitch fuck my trade of our initials, and the soft R, our guy, Reed. Fellas, how did last week treat you?
It's pretty good. Pleasure fucking that trade for you. I'm glad you're here.
Yep, every week is always fun.
That a little bit. Yeah. Lots of good topics here.
Yes, we do. That's a great point. We got some HDP updates, some trade talks. Brady's going to walk us through a trade he completed, sadly. Then we got some notes from training camp we're going to go through. And then we got a PPR redraft mock we're going to do. Brady's going to do a stud QB build at the number 4 slot. I'm going to do a 0 QB build at number 10. And Reed is just doing best player available at number 7 because he said he's never heard of these draft strategies, which is crazy to me. You've never heard of stud QB or like 0 QB builds.
What?
I'm not familiar with a lot of them. I know like running back only and best available.
Like a hero RB or a 0 RB. I mean, it's just that kind of same type of thing we're talking.
Going to be just drafting the best team possible.
Yep, which is, I mean, another common strategy that a lot of people use. So really, I mean, probably good to have one person doing that, just going best player available type stuff. So, and then I'll ask some questions along the way. We'll talk about it. But before we get into all of that, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button wherever you're listening from, please. So, like we said, we're going to start here with some HDP updates. Firstly, we added a new manager. Shout out to Tate, who is an OG member of the league back in the redraft days. He's taken over what was once Tricky Dickie's team, who decided to step away from the league. I think we would all agree that this team really should be considered a rebuild situation. But that kind of ties into update number 2, which is that he's pretty committed to winning this year and has traded back into the first round, which I think would kind of make sense even in a rebuild, though, too. But in hopes to get Caleb Williams. Said trade was completed with the aforementioned bitch fuck my trade, Brady, who parted ways with one of his back-to-back top 3 picks. So, Brady, why don't you take us into the details of the trade and how the talk sort of unfolded, and then Reed and I can give our takes.
Well, trade talk started pretty early that day. It was Saturday. The first offer wasn't really interested in. The first one was Mike Evans and Micah Parsons for a first-round pick, which I immediately shot down. I was like, I don't know what you're smoking.
Get out of here with that.
Yeah, try again. And then he sent another one, which was Jesse Bates, Isaiah Pacheco, and a third for my first, which, that's better, but I'm good on D-backs, and Pacheco's it's not really the guy I wanted, really. And then the worst trade he sent, by far, was Mark Andrews, Joshua Palmer, the 49ers defense, a 3rd-round pick, a 6th-round pick for a first. Jesus Christ. No. So
Here, just take all of my bad players.
Yeah, literally. So basically we got into the... I had to send him a message at that point. I was like, listen, like if you're really serious about like trading into like the top 3, you're going to have to do better than that. Like much better. So he's
like I gave up a first, a second, and a third to do it.
Yeah, so I'm like, I'm going to need some valuable assets here. So he sends me, which is the actual trade that we agreed on, but I sent a couple counter offers, but it was Mark Andrews, Jonathan Taylor, a 3rd-round pick for the number 2 overall pick. And we were, for a couple hours...
Oh, it was the 2?
Yeah. And I'm going to explain.
Oh, I thought it was the 3.
That's what I'm going to explain why I parted with the 2 instead of the 3. Because I was asking him, I was like, it really didn't. What he does, it doesn't matter because he wants Caleb Williams regardless. So I was like, he wants 2, and then we were talking about. I was like, all right, so who do you want? And he's like, I really want Caleb Williams or Jaden Daniels. Like, I'm not interested in a wide receiver. I'm going quarterback. I was like, well, that's perfect because I'm really quarterback's like my second option anyway if that happens. So my strategy was like, I'm gonna get one of the 2 players I really want regardless of what happens. So if Derek goes MHJ, he's gonna go Caleb. I'm getting Jaden Daniels. Like, perfect. If he goes Caleb Williams, he goes Jaden Daniels. Well, I get Marvin Harrison Jr. So I'm like, okay, so I get 2 established players and a 3rd round kick back to me. Yeah, that was an offer I just couldn't turn down, especially when I'm trying to compete this year.
Absolutely. Reed, what did you think about the trade?
Didn't like it. Not that it was overpay anything. Just I can't personally root for anything that makes someone's team better. Also, I didn't like the fact that someone else was jumping in front of me for a QB because it just lessens my options when they get to me. So.
I thought you were pretty set on McCarthy.
Yeah, I feel like McCarthy's gonna.
I am. Listen, I am. It's just I have certain draft strategies depending on who is available, and not going to spoil anything. But if people aren't taking QBs early, then I don't know. Who knows what happens?
Well,
who knows?
I see why you're upset there, but like McCarthy's going to be there at 5. I don't think Trej's going to snipe him at 4, right? Cause
nobody's taking McCarthy. Yeah, Treje wants a receiver.
Yeah, I'm pretty
no, that's
sure
fine. I just don't like that it. I just don't like that it lowered my number of options more than likely, and I don't like that it made your team better. So.
Well, you got to think
there
though. Like, had I kept that pick, I was more likely taking a quarterback anyway.
I was banking on that you wouldn't.
Yeah, I definitely was. But now they got like solidified my running back and tight end depth. You know, like I can roll out 2 elite tight ends when Hawkinson gets back. I mean, he's actually ahead of recovery right now. And I was looking at his game log last year, and he was finished top 4 tight end, and he missed like the last 3 games. He was just fucking a monster. Yeah. And the market.
Yeah, I think he'll be back after the bye.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about the bye. I think he'll be back probably after week 4 at the latest. But yeah, so really solidified my tight end depth, my running back depth. And honestly, the really sweetener was getting back in the 3rd round because I really like the talent there a lot. So 302 is almost a late 2nd round pick. So
yeah,
I'm banking on one of the couple guys that I'm hoping's there, depending on how my strategy goes. But yeah, pretty excited about that.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, at first I thought it was kind of an overpay, but then when I really thought about it, like more from like a dynasty perspective, with that roster that he's taken over, he needs like a dynasty QB to build around. Yeah, he needs Williams or Daniels bad, as bad as anyone in the league potentially. Maybe other than Ty, you could argue maybe Ty needs one just as badly.
I was telling Reed this today. That trade package he sent me would have been perfect for Ty. As a tight end, he has no tight ends on his roster at all. With Darren Waller retiring, and he needs a quarterback, so he could have got a tight end, a running back, and then a 3rd round pick kicked back to him, and so had another 1st round pick because he has 2 first.
I don't think Ty would have got all that for his later first.
Maybe not the 3rd, but
I don't even think he would have got Andrews and Taylor for because all the quarterbacks he would be interested in would be gone.
What was he offering? What was he offering you, Reed? The total package for 5?
Same thing as you, except instead of a 3rd, it was like a 5th.
Okay. So I wonder if it would have been kind of similar to that, because he's like 2 picks behind Reed, maybe a 7th.
Or I would have changed the player, maybe.
2 players, yeah. Maybe would have included Evans instead of Andrews. I don't know. Jonathan Taylor's obviously the guy that gets you in the 1st round, but
yeah.
That's
like I said, at first I thought it was an overpay, but yeah, like Jonathan Taylor, he's 25 already, so he's probably got like 2 more like elite seasons, and then like a mid-season before he falls off the running back cliff, and then the next player in it is literally just a tight end. I mean, and I get he's an elite tight end, but it's still just a tight end, you know. And then a 3rd-round pick. I mean, all for a just that to get like lock in your dynasty quarterback, especially when that's what you need. And I don't think there's a big prospect coming out this year as of right now, is there? In the next coming draft?
Carson Beck from Georgia is supposed to be really good, and then whatever your opinion on Shadur Sanders. There's actually a couple good quarterbacks coming out this next year. It's not like it was 2021 with Kenny Pickett, and you know you're still gonna get like 2-3 good quarterbacks out of this draft. It might not be like you're getting 6 in the first round like this year, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're gonna.
Yeah, he needed that.
Next year.
He needed that. And then like what I think it does for your team is that like receiver aside, I think you have one of the best teams in the league. And if you stay healthy and all of your receivers perform to like the best of their ability, you're definitely a contender.
Yeah. And, if I could add another one early to that would really help. You know. Depending on, you know, I'm gonna be happy either way what happens, either MHJ or one of the quarterbacks. And the reason I'm so, you know, was fine with giving it up to 2 is like he wants Williams, and I think he's gonna bust anyway. So, I even told him that I was like, that's scary, but he's like he's gonna be special.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but he's you know hell bent on it. So we shall see.
Yeah, and I also just one last little bit on it. I feel like what it means like for the league is like we've already kind of mentioned that first 4, like you've already said, is just completely locked up. Like it's gonna be the elite 4 going in 1 through 4, like that elite 4 of prospects or fantasy prospect rookies or whatever, and then we got dollar store Mac Jones at 5. You know,
so you're.
I just really wish we could figure out what Derek's doing at number 1.
Oh,
I really wish we could figure that out so badly.
I want to know what TJ's doing.
What do you guys think he's doing?
I think he's going MHJ or Caleb Williams.
That's kind
one
of
of the 2.
Yeah.
But
I
I'm
don't
not
know
sure.
which
He did
one,
just
though.
trade away George Pickens, so he could use more receiver. But maybe, and he could also really want a quarterback. He's got Deshaun Watson and Matt Stafford. I could see him going QB. So, okay, I guess one last question. What do you guys think Tate's going to do for QB there at number 2 if Williams goes 1? Do you think he's just going to go Daniels?
Yeah, he told me he's going Daniels.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, when I asked him who he's wanting, he's like, I either want Caleb Williams or Jaden Daniels. I was like, I prefer, and then I asked him, I was like, which one do you prefer? He's like, Williams, but I definitely want one of them. So that's why I wanted to get in the 2. And he's like, I'm not going to snipe you. I was like, well, I trust you. It's like, we're never doing fucking business again. No, I didn't say that, but, it was kind of a hey, this is what you're doing. I'm like, all right. But maybe he'll snipe me, I don't know. If he does, then that's fine. Then I'll still end up with a fucking great player anyway, so.
Okay, so my question to you guys. Say Zach's right, and TJ needs a QB. Williams and Daniels are off the board. Who does he take?
What was that?
Wait, do what? What was the question?
TJ, were we not talking about TJ earlier?
Yeah.
Or you're talking about Tate's quarterbacks?
Wait, what about TJ? I'm confused.
Oh, never
What are
mind. I
we
said, who does he
talking
take at 4? I said, who does he take at 4? That's what I want to know.
Oh,
whoever's
Neighbors.
left. Neighbors, yeah, probably Neighbors.
Probably.
Because he wants a wide receiver 1. His wide receiver 1 spot on his roster is empty. And a little birdie's already told me that he was really hoping MHJ would fall to him, but that's not happening.
So he's taking
obviously.
Neighbors?
No fucking happening.
So I think he goes Neighbors, unless he likes O'Dunes more, but I doubt it.
I'm not
'Cause
going
I
to
feel
lie.
like TJ's got a chance he might want to compete sooner, so I don't know.
The surprise pick of the draft is if Neighbors falls to me at 5. There's a decent chance I take him.
Yeah. I'm trying to talk to Carson about trading back, him and AB, and I was talking to Tate too, trying to get Tate's first, second. But yeah,
Carson
nothing's really
mentioned
worked
something
out just
about
yet.
that.
Yeah,
he mentioned. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, he
No,
just
what'd he
mentioned
say?
like, hey, he's like, so I walked up and I was bringing up a car, and he's like, yeah. I was like, kind of confused. He's talking about draft strategy, and I'm like, well, who are you thinking about going at the end of the first round? He's like, oh no, like Zach's trying to trade back, and I was like, well, I'll give you a next year's first and a third this year. I'm like, okay. And he's like, that got declined. He's like, he wants a third and a fourth. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, 6 slots is a lot, and that's the talent drop off. But I mean, tough negotiations, man. I mean, I didn't really give him any kind of what to do in that situation. I was like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. After the first, I mean, after the first like 6 or 7, like I mean, you got the like obviously the first 4 players are like elite. Then like the next couple are really good. Then after
you got
that,
Dunze,
like,
Bowers.
yeah, and then after that group is like, well, I don't know, you know.
Yeah, I agree.
So.
But yeah, the 3 picks would be part of a 3-team trade. Because I am still trying to trade with Tate, because I actually kind of really liked the offer with Bates and Pacheco, and then getting a pick back in that. And that was my trade that would have gone through. He said, if the trade with Brady falls through, then I'll take this one for sure. So that's where I got sniped there. But it is what it is. I'm not sweating it.
Right.
But I had already been... I like Pacheco long term for Dynasty. I feel like he's going to have a fairly long and pretty productive career in Kansas City. And they obviously like him. And plus, Bates was the number 2 DB. I need some defensive help. And then a pick on top of that. Yeah, I mean, that would have worked for me.
The reason,
or maybe I think there was a second in there too, because I needed the trade back into the second so that I can get my boy Corum. But yeah.
Yeah, the reason. I mean, obviously, I can't really say much with Taylor because he's obviously had these neck injuries too. But Pacheco just plays so goddamn hard. I just don't know how long that style of game will last. You know,
that's fair too.
That's
Absolutely.
with any running back too. So that's kind of the thing I was like really like debating on. So honestly, if he would have offered me Pacheco and Anderson, I would have probably been fine with that too, because they're both pretty similar in value to me. But
yeah. Would it make sense for me to draft Bowers with the 6 since I already have McBride? Like, I mean, I would have my tight end situation pretty locked in for a long time. I just don't know if I want to spend the number 6 pick on a tight end, you know?
Well, it depends on what your talent, like what other players are there. Like, I mean, you could go.
It's gonna be like Romo Dunze.
I mean,
I'm not looking to draft a quarterback high.
A Dunze would be smart in a dynasty. He might not produce right away with how crowded the receiving room is, but like long term, that dude might end up being like a really big fantasy producer. Maybe in year
You're right,
2,
he
3,
might,
as like
but I am not
Keenan Allen
drafting a
aging,
Bears receiver until
that's also
maybe in
that's
like a
also
redraft
true.
league. Once he's proven himself, I'm honestly I'm good.
See, that's what
I'm
scares
good
me
on
too. Is
the
Caleb
Dunze.
Williams rookie year with a defensive head coach is on the hot seat. Like, just strikes me as like really freaking sketchy. But yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Bowers would be smart there. I mean, you know, 2 tight ends. He wouldn't
think
hurt.
Bowers
It's like
is
almost like having
no-brainer.
a nice receiver to roll out there, like in the flex. If you wanted to roll.
You
out
don't
2
take him,
tight
Ty will
ends.
be happy.
Hmm?
That if
Ty
Zach
would
doesn't
be
take him, Ty will be
upset.
happy.
Yeah, Ty is wanting Bowers bad.
Oh, Ty wants Bowers?
Yeah, so he has no tight ends at all.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
could
he's screwed.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's
Yeah.
taking Bowers for
Well-
sure at 7, and then probably quarterback at 9, probably Bo Nix or Drake May.
What would you guys think of a strategy then of drafting Bowers at 6 and then trading Ty his number 7 pick for Bowers and then maybe another pick? Or like number 7 and then maybe another pick, or like maybe Bowers and a player and I get a player back? You know, picking a
So
player.
you're trying to
Bowers.
trade back one spot?
I don't think he would be down.
You don't
I think
he'd
he
be
would
down?
rather just take,
He's got
because
such
if
a
Bowers
depleted
isn't there, I think he's
roster.
taking. Yeah, I think he's taking a QB if Bowers isn't there. So if you take Bowers, he's probably just going to be like whatever and take a QB. Talk to him a little bit about it. I don't think he'd be interested in giving up a player and a pick just to get Bowers. He might. You could try it, but I don't know if he would bite on that, and I don't think he would.
Be interesting.
Okay. Yeah, and I mean, and honestly, that's smart of him. I probably wouldn't do it either, but
Right.
you never know. We'll see. Yeah. Anything else? HDP or just I guess you're in your personal fantasy leagues related. You guys want to mention real quick before we take a break?
I don't think
Yeah,
so.
I will say, Tate did offer me a trade when I mentioned.
Oh, yeah.
I believe it was off recording that when I said my QB room sucked, he did offer me Russell Wilson for my 4th, and I was like, no.
4th rounder? Oh yeah. So
Yeah.
I got a question for both of you. What kind of
Yes.
value would you have on Sam Darnold, fantasy wise, if you were to trade for him?
Backup energy. Who knows if he's gonna start? It's
Probably
not
He's
looking
gonna
good
start
for
the
him right now.
season.
Oh,
If
Sam
we're if we're
Howell
looking at it from he's
over
gonna start
Geno
the season.
Smith is starting.
No, Sam Darnold.
All right, so
Oh,
say
Sam
realistic.
Darnold.
Let's
Oh,
say
yeah, I
let's
was
say
thinking
Sam
wrong.
starting.
Sam Darnold.
Let's say Sam starting. I wouldn't give up more than
An 8th rounder.
probably.
That's what I was kind of thinking,
Seventh
like a 7th or 8th rounder. That's kind
I
of.
don't think they'd bite for that. I think you could try, but I think they might bite around the 5th round. And if they
no
don't, I
offense.
wouldn't overpay for him. Yeah.
I think the most I could give is a 7th rounder. I still don't feel good about that. I was just looking for another cheap quarterback just to kind of throw on my roster, but just curious.
Absolutely. All right, good stuff. All right, well, we will be right back with some news from camp. Okay, so we start with the Justin Herbert injury. The Chargers have the expectation that he'll start week 1. It's a plantar fascia, I don't know if I pronounced that right, injury. Do you guys think it's a nothing burger? Do you think it could be a problem for the Chargers this year? Those injuries kind of tend to linger sometimes.
I think that
More than likely a problem.
Yeah, I think that injury took KD's season out one of his years in OKC. That could really lead to more problems. He doesn't run a lot, so it might not be as big of an issue for him. But one offensive lineman steps on that, or that could cause a big issue. I
Yeah,
think
he
it's
stands
actually
in the
gonna linger
pocket.
through this season, and Herbert's kind of had injuries that have kind of been lingering
Yeah.
for him recently. So I don't know. It probably will be. a
I'm
problem
not.
for him.
I'm not sure if it's his left foot. If it's his left foot, that could really be a problem because that'll be the foot he plants on when he goes to throw.
Yeah, it's gonna drive a lot of his power.
Yeah.
Yeah, it probably will. I guess they're gonna run the ball a lot more, so maybe they can limit his usage a bit throughout the season until he is 100% right.
Mhm.
But I don't know, man. I don't know. Those are really tricky.
I think it's inevitable. It's gonna get worse. Someone's gonna step on it. It's
Yeah.
gonna get worse.
Yeah.
Agreed. Fantasy wise, do you guys think this has any effect?
What
Reed?
was the question?
Yeah. Definitely. They're gonna run more. They're gonna look to alleviate Herbert. It definitely is gonna knock his fantasy a little bit, and it's a big threat. You know, it could knock him out for the rest of the season if
I
you
will
know anything
say.
else happens to it. And I
I will say, Harbaugh always gets the most out of the quarterbacks that he has had. Colin Kaepernick had his best years, and what Herbert might not throw as much, but maybe he's more efficient. Maybe in the red zone throws more TDs. Because the run game is a threat. But with his injury though, I would imagine it's probably going to be a down year for Herbert.
Yeah, I would agree too, and I kind of agree with Reed a little bit too.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I know I like to clown him for having J.K. Dobbins, or is it J.K. Dobbins or is it Gus Edwards that you have?
Gus Edwards, right?
Gus Edwards.
Gus Edwards.
Yeah, I like to clown it, but I mean, it really does. It definitely doesn't hurt his stock, in his fantasy value. So, that is that. Tariq Cohen retired, which I don't think is probably surprising to anybody since he hasn't played since 2020. but he was trying to make a comeback with the Jets, and I personally was here for it. He was fun to watch back in the day. And I think he probably could have potentially carved out a role in the return game. I think that's kind of what they signed him for. But instead, he's going to try to carve roles out of himself. His exact quote was, "I let myself get fat," which, you know what, hey man, haven't we all? If I had his kind of money, I would be 250 in a year's time from stuffing my face easy. So
I don't know, man.
I
Like,
get
if I
it.
have that much money, I would have a personal chef cooking me like really good food, but like food that's good for me. I mean, I don't know. To each
yeah,
their own,
I can see
guess.
that too. Yeah, I don't know, but either way, good luck to Tariq. Enjoy your retirement.
Yeah.
I was looking forward to kind of drafting
Yeah,
him as maybe elite sleeper.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to touch a little bit on Cohen's career. Fortunately, cut short to injuries. He was, a somewhat viable fantasy option, especially when your stars were out. He was a dual threat. He wasn't much
Yeah.
of one, but he was one.
He was a good pass
some might
catcher. He
argue-
was
He
a
was a
great runner.
jag. Just a
Huh?
guy. He was a jag. Just a guy.
He was just a guy. I'm not saying he was incredible, but he was a dual threat back. He did catch the ball very well. I would argue he's a better catching back than a running back. He's probably a little bit more
Oh,
of a
bar
receiver.
none. I don't
Considering-
even think he was that good at running. But he was.
No,
a
that's
damn
what I'm
good
saying.
pass
He's
catcher.
not. Like, I'm
Yeah.
saying he was a much better
Yeah.
catcher than he was a runner,
Yeah,
and he was a running back.
absolutely.
Yeah, so his best rushing season, 444 yards. Best receiving, 725. 5 rushing
Yep.
TDs, 9 receiving TDs in a career. 264 carries for 1,101 yards. 209 receptions for 1,575. 51 total games. He did throw 2 passing TDs, did have a return TD in his career. And for a short career, yeah, just a guy. Jag. Nothing too impressive, but hey, definitely more than I ever would have done.
Yeah, and he was, like I said, he was fun to
Oh.
watch. It wasn't that he was like crazy good, but he was
Yeah.
fun. He was shifty. He was elusive. He, avoided tackles and stuff. He was fun. And he, like Reed said, he was a viable fantasy option sometimes, especially if,
Everyone at
your
least had
starter's
a-
out for the week. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I know I have, for
So-
sure. A couple times.
One of my fun facts here got missed. He did account for 90 of the Bears' scoring points in his time there. He contribute
Wait.
90 points.
Damn, I mean, that's honestly probably like half of what they did in that time span.
Probably. It's like
That's
the
good
season
stuff.
total.
Yeah, right. But we can move forward. We don't got to sit here and bash Reed's Bears anymore. Justin Fields has been getting all the work with the first team starters there
Oh,
at
we're skipping
Steelers
Chris
camp.
Godwin?
Oh yeah, I did forget to bring up Chris Godwin. Oh yeah, yep. My bad. I skipped right past him here on the note. So actually, what is next? There's a report from ESPN's Jenna Lane came out today about Chris Godwin. He's apparently looking really good, and according to his teammates, he looks like his 2019 self down there at Bucks camp. He is in a contract year, and the Bucks are already one of only five teams in the league currently paying two receivers $20 million or more. The others are the Eagles, Dolphins, Texans, and of course Reed's beloved Bears. So, Brady, you start. I have a few questions here. I guess like three, and so one,
Reed's
what is your expectations? I want you to stir the pot a little bit before he goes.
Okay.
But I mean, if Reed wants to go first, if you want to let him go first, that's totally fine. I just asked you first, so I wanted you to stir the pot. But whoever wants to go first can go first. But the questions are, what are your expectations of Godwin this year? / do you think he can be like he was in 2019? And then, how much money will be too much money for him at the end of next year when he gets his contract? And do you think the Bucks are the ones to give him that money?
Reed?
You know, start.
Go ahead.
You don't want to stir the pot?
Alright, I'll stir the pot. What are my expectations for Chris Godwin this year? I will say Tom Brady is not walking through that door. It is not 2019. Yeah, so he had 3 touchdowns 2 years ago, 2 last year. I expect him to probably get 1 this year. He's not going to break 1,000 yards this year. He's in a contract year. He's getting closer to 30. He's had a knee injury, which he did come back fast from. He's got Baker Mayfield throwing it to him, and I think he's going to have a down year. I'm just not a big Chris Godwin believer. I think he's absolutely cooked. He barely hovers around 1,000 yards anymore, and that's with Mike Evans still in the offense. He's, like I said, he'll be lucky.
They drafted a first-round receiver too.
3 touchdowns. Yeah, he
He's
hasn't
wide receiver too, and that's what he's been.
He hasn't surpassed 5 receiving touchdowns since 2020, and yeah, that's when Tom Brady, the greatest quarterback ever, was throwing it to him, and he's not walking through that door. No, he's cooked.
Reed?
There's no proof of him being cooked. No proof whatsoever.
Oh, why don't you go pull up his? Let's pull up his game log from last year and talk. That's proof of him being cooked right there. I mean, if we're being honest, you say there's no proof. His game log is proof. Or okay, we could go look at where he finished last year. I think it was like 40 something. He was a wide receiver 4. I mean, that's kind of cooked.
How is that cooked at his age?
Yeah.
Because Mike Evans is 2 years older and is still a borderline wide receiver 1. Keenan Allen is 2 years older than him and is still a borderline wide receiver 1.
Man, like he'll have a good
Chris
game
Godwin has always been wide receiver 2. He's never been better than Mike Evans, but he's always been wide receiver 2. And he's going to break 1,000 yards this year. And he's probably going to get 5 TDs. I expect him to get at least 5 receiving
I'll bet you
TDs.
$10 he doesn't get 5 TDs or 1,000 yards.
And I'll bet you $10 he finishes as a wide receiver 4 in Hillary Does Prime. That would be between...
No to Zach, yes to Brady.
Huh?
All right.
I say yeah. I put $20 on it personally.
So the stipulations are he has to get 1,000 yards and 5 TDs.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what I expect out of him this year, at a bare minimum.
Okay. I would expect
he's back in the slot. He's back in his spot. I believe.
I think I'm thinking like 700 to 800 yards and like a TD or 2.
No. Get out of here.
I think he probably gets 1,000 yards, honestly. But probably right around 1,000. I don't think it's a lot over. I think it's probably close to last year. I think it was like 1,087. He might hit 1,100, and I think probably like 3 touchdowns. I think it'll probably be pretty much about the same, honestly, as last year. Which, I mean, is whatever. That's what Chris Godwin is. I mean, it's not his fault he's cooked.
I'm not saying he's
Finished 23rd in yards and 19 in receptions. Wide receiver 20 is what he is.
29. Yeah.
29 and what?
Anyways.
That's what it says.
That's probably enough on a... Yeah. That's probably enough on Chris Godwin here. We can go ahead on here to Justin Fields, who's been getting all the work with the starters there at Steelers camp with danger of being hurt, as I said a little bit ago when I was ahead of myself. All reports are is that it's still Wilson's job to lose, but do you guys think Fields is a starter by the end of the year? And if you do, when do you think that happens?
I think if it happens, it's probably going to be like sometime after like Thanksgiving, week 10, week 11 maybe, like later in the season, when like maybe the Steelers are like either they're close to playoff contention, they're like starting to skid, and they maybe need like a surgence because maybe Russell Wilson's not like what they really wanted. But I think Tomlin wants that veteran quarterback leading his team, and I think he'll give him every opportunity. So I could see maybe like up until, they're possibly getting eliminated from playoff contention, or they just need another spark to make that push.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. What about you, Reed?
I don't know how to feel about it except for that Russell Wilson's likely starting the season.
Bless you.
Thank
Honestly,
you.
I feel like he's
Russell
probably
Wilson,
going to be the
sorry,
starter
I didn't-
by week 4.
I think Russell starts the season, but I've looked at the schedule. Not easy. Even if they decide to pull Russell early, I think he could come back after just 2 or 3 games. The schedule is pretty back and forth. There are some small easy streaks, but it's a pretty tough schedule. I'm honestly, it's probably going to be an ugly battle for the QB spot this year. Maybe Justin Fields wins it just because his legs give him life and he can extend the play, but he's Arthur Smith's smart, so I just don't see Russell probably losing the job. He likely plays most of the year, if not all of it.
Okay. All right. And lastly, the NFL is set to try out the electronic chain gang this preseason. I personally don't like it. I like seeing them down there on the field. I think it adds to the aesthetic. But this did seem kind of inevitable. But I just kind of wish it would stay as is. But what do you guys think?
I get your argument. It's like, they've always been around. It's always been, but I don't know. I mean, like you said, it's inevitable, and I'm okay with it. As long as it's accurate, where no one's getting fucked over or anything. But I mean, chain gang works. So I mean, if they decide not to do it, I mean, don't fix what's not broken. So
Only thing I will say on top of that too about it is that you're gonna be relying on the NFL, like in New York, who's probably gonna be in charge of it, to be honest about it and to be completely accurate with it. And I don't know how much I don't know if you can do that really.
I mean, I get that, but like honestly, there's some crazy ass spots where we see the refs are like, really, you know what I mean? I don't know if the refs.
Yeah, I say fuck it, let it ride.
sometimes, too.
Yeah, I mean they're not, but
I get your point though.
I don't know.
It's sketchy.
We love it how it is. I don't see why we gotta change it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Football's
I'm
already
excited to see this.
already solid.
Get off my
Yeah.
lawn.
Shut up.
Okay, sure, Grandpa, take your pill.
Back in my day, the chain gang went out there on 4th down to spot the ball. Yeah, yeah. None of this. New York, where do we
It's
put the ball
electronic
at?
Tablet shit.
Oh, magic marker on the field. Ooh, big old freaking laser. Whatever. I don't need it.
Freaking laser.
He's not about it.
Give me the chain gang. Give me the freaking chain gang. Come on. All right.
I'm all about the digital as long as it makes the product better. All I want.
And that's gonna be the chain gang, my guy. The chain gang is what is
Maybe
best
it is.
for the
We're
game.
gonna find out.
It's best for the game.
Maybe I'll
yeah,
end
it's
up
supposed to-
missing him. Maybe
I
I'll
mean,
put a petition out there
Really,
online.
probably won't find out
Bring 'em
unless they
back.
try it during the regular season, because preseason, that football's only gonna be so good. So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, honestly, and I mean, actually, we won't see. We will see. It is because it's coming, and it doesn't matter
When-
if people like
when
it
is
or
it
not.
supposed
The
to take
NFL is gonna
effect?
do what the NFL wants.
Next year?
I think for the preseason, I thought it was this year.
Yeah, I think it's this year.
For the whole season?
No, just the preseason.
I don't know.
Certain preseason
just the-
games, I think. I think it's
Oh,
select
okay, then-
preseason games, if I'm not mistaken.
Select preseason, then it's trying to do it for like 2025.
I think I could be wrong on that.
Okay.
But yeah. And then one last little news note I did add in here. It was just a couple hours ago. The Chiefs did extend Harrison Butker, which I think is awesome, even though it is the Chiefs. I absolutely love it. And I think the question here is, what does this do for all the non-trad women across America? I'm kidding. You guys don't have to answer that. But yeah, he's now the highest paid kicker of all time, and of course in the league right now. They gave that dude a bag. Yeah.
That's shocking, honestly.
Happy for him.
Yeah. Yeah, I was pretty surprised when I saw it, and then I looked and I saw how much. I was like, wow, okay.
Never, if I was ever running a team, would I pay a kicker that much money, dude? Like, I don't care if you're the best kicker in the NFL, man. Like, that's a little insane.
How much is he making per year on
If he's
that
getting
contract?
20 well, total, I don't know. Like, the totals are like 25. He's getting like $18, $19 million guaranteed.
Sheesh. Well, over 4 years. It's like $4 million
I think it
a
was
year.
17 and a
Right?
half.
6 million?
25
So
divided
it's how
by
much?
4, about 5 million.
Oh, 25.
Yeah. I don't
I
know.
mean-
I just
I
think
don't-
kickers,
that's-
like can fall off so fast, and then you're like, shit, like put all that
Yeah.
guaranteed money to a fucking kicker. I can't sign this free agent. Like, I don't know, man. I
Hey,
would have been fine.
well, you know
signing
what?
Like a 2-year deal with more guarantees like that, but like a 4-year deal like that, I don't know.
Hey, well, you know what?
No,
Let's just pray that happens, because then that just means that's part of a downfall for the Chiefs, probably.
yeah.
Yep. Would love to see it. Would love to see it. But that is all the news and notes for today. We will be right back with our PPR draft, or our PPR mock draft, and yeah. All right, and we're back to start this PPR mock draft. We actually already have it a little bit underway. Brady has the number 4 pick here. The first 3 picks were CeeDee Lamb, C-Mac, and Justin Jefferson. And now, Brady, you can go ahead and pick your stud QB, is what I guess you're about to do. Right?
Yep, I am. That's the strategy I decided to
See?
go with.
Drum roll.
Yeah, I really consider Josh Allen, but like I think he's depleted weapons a little bit, and he throws a lot of picks. God, I think it comes down to between Jalen Hurts and Pat Mahomes, and I think I'm gonna go with Pat Mahomes here.
All right, okay. So,
I think he's gonna have a really good.
I got
just
it.
going Pat
Sniped.
Mahomes because the
Damn.
reliability.
What's up?
Just the
I
reliability of
got
Pat
sniped.
Mahomes.
I want to tell you your kill.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Whatever. That sucks. Pick 5. Pick 7. ADP 5. Or excuse me. Gmar Chase.
Okay.
That's-
So we go Brees Hall, Tyreek Hill, and then Reed goes Jamar Chase with his number 1 pick. And then
Gotcha.
Bijan Robinson and A.J. Brown come off the board.
Mon Ra's right there. Puka.
Daniel Jones.
Blake Bortles. Where's he at?
I need him right now.
Don't talk about my goat like that.
Which one, Blake Bortles or Daniel Jones?
Bortles.
You know what? I think gotta go with the obvious must pick right here, and I'm gonna go Amon-Ra St. Brown. Just
That's exactly who I would.
you know he's gonna produce. Offense gonna be solid. A lot of continuity there. Just an incredibly safe pick. And I am back on the clock here, I think I am kind of torn between Jonathan Taylor and Kyron Williams right here. I also have some interest in Saquon Barkley. I think he'll probably get a lot of touchdowns there in the red zone this year. I think some of Jalen Hurts' touchdowns will go to him. But not a lot of them, but maybe like 2 or 3, which I think combined with the rest of the offense. You think about how good Saquon was with the Giants. What was the stat? It was the Eagles have in the last 2 or 3 years have had 100 and something red zone opportunities, and the Giants have had 20 something. It was just a crazy drastic number on opportunity, and you gotta think they're gonna be like, all right, we got an elite running back here. Let's maybe not run our quarterback just as one time here or there. But gosh, I think. Because I expect the offense to be really... Oh, gosh, no. You know what? I'm going to take my guy, Kyron, actually. Yeah, I'll go Kyron. I feel like that's fairly safe again. So who's coming off after that? Saquon, and then Travis Etienne. 3 running backs in a row right there. So only 1 quarterback off the board,
That's
just
what-
Pat Mahomes so far. Brady, it's looking like you might have actually been able to come around and wait on the quarterback.
Yeah, seems that way. You live and you
Guess
learn.
what, Zach?
Yeah, and I wondered. I thought
Yeah.
I think I'd heard something about that earlier in the week, and someone I didn't really think you should do that during a stud QB build, but I heard it on a podcast. They said something. Well, you wait for the second round. I was like, that doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. Like, wouldn't he get drafted first round? And I don't know. Probably just depends on the league you're in, I guess.
Man. Let's see. I think
Looks like it was 4
Eight-
running backs in a row.
Chan or Devontae Adams here.
HN.
It's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah, I would probably say HN. Yeah,
Because I feel like receivers are way more better with
That's
that.
true.
I guess I see
Yeah.
Pacheco down there too. He's projected to have more
Well,
points.
you're about to have 2 picks close together. You could probably get Pacheco on the way back around.
Yeah, you're right. I could go HN here.
Okay. Sam Laporta, Devontae, Josh Allen, Mike Evans, Ayuk, Josh Jacobs.
Nico Collins is on there. Debo.
Jalen Waddle, DJ Moore, Michael Pittman.
Mm-hmm. A lot of good receivers here. Could take
Yeah,
another
there's
running
still
back,
options.
man. Solidify that running back room. Lots of options here. Gosh. You know what? We're doing it. We're just gonna.
I knew it.
Absolutely.
Oh, wait, no. Who did you take?
Pacheco.
Okay, Pacheco. Okay, all right, yeah. Travis Kelce, first tight end off the board there. Then Nico Collins. I thought you were going to go Debo Brady. I know you like him
I
and
feel
you like
like-
his versatility.
Yeah, I just, if he's not there, I still like the depth, like, I could get later, too, like...
Okay, Rico's Derrick Henry there. I like that. I think Derrick Henry's going to be good this year. Jalen Hurts, second quarterback to come off the board here in the... Oh, no, excuse me, the third one. Josh Allen went, there at the end of the second. And Jalen Hurts goes here. Then Jalen Waddle. I am on the board. So far I have Kyron and Amon-Ra. I almost took Lamar, but then I remembered I'm doing a 0 QB build, so I'm not going to go Lamar, even though he would make complete sense right
That
here
would
for
be
this
a
team.
Absolutely.
And if I were just drafting normally, I would definitely be taking Lamar right here.
Yeah, 100%. Or CJ
but
Stroud,
since-
too, really.
I don't know if I'd take CJ Stroud quite this early. I'd probably wait at least another round before I went CJ Stroud. But since I'm doing a 0 QB team, I think I'm gonna go Debo or Michael Pittman. And
Mm-hmm.
I've already bought a lot of Michael Pittman stock this year, so I'm gonna go Michael Pittman here. Okay, we got DJ Moore, Rashad White, Debo, and Stephon Diggs off the board after I took Michael Pittman. Back on the board. Gosh, Lamar staring at me right there in the face again, but you know what?
Yeah.
I see who is right there at the top of the thing. But I actually really like this guy right here. I think he's probably going to have a good year. I think he's going to, receiving-wise, take a step forward, and that's James Cook. Well, maybe not take a step forward. I think he's just going to get more volume, and I think he's going to get some more rushing
Yeah.
volume. So I'll go ahead and go James Cook there.
Absolutely.
And now I'm locked up at receiver, locked up at running back. And we got C.J. Stroud going after Cook and Malik Neighbors. I think that might be the first rookie off the board there, if I'm not mistaken.
No. Marvin Harrison went early in the second round.
Where did he go?
Yeah, early.
Oh, okay. I missed him. Yep,
Yeah.
okay.
Following best available, looks like Lamar Jackson falls right in my lap.
Yes,
So
sir.
that's nice.
Okay.
Okay, after Lamar, Trey McBride, second tight end. Then we got Cooper Kupp.
So I really like the value of DK Metcalf right here.
Yeah, you love you some DK.
Yes, sir. I think he's going to have a big year this year with an offensive coordinator, or offensive-minded head coach here. So now I'm back on the clock, and Tank Dell's still
JSN
there.
season.
Tight end Kyle Pitts is right there. Do I? Evan Ingram's right there, too. Ooh. Lots of options. George Pickens, T. Higgins. Yeah, I'm good. I feel like I should probably solidify my receiving room. So. Gosh, Kyle Pitts there was pretty intriguing. You know what? Yeah. We're going to go with Tank Dell.
Okay, I like that. So after Brady took DK Metcalf, Zay Flowers went, then Kenneth Walker, Dalton Kincaid, Joe Mixon, Devontae Smith, Mark Andrews, then Tank Dell from Brady again, then James Conner, and Amari Cooper. I am back on the clock. And I like Christian Kirk down there. I see him down there. I like Christian Kirk. I don't really like T. Higgins. Don't really care for Keenan Allen. Oh, excuse me. Reed's on the clock. I'm sorry. I thought that was me. My bad. So Reed's on the clock. Okay. I was trying to make a pick.
Yeah,
You like those players.
I know I'm doing best
You're
available.
Yeah.
Doing best available. What is it? 2 running back to start and a.
It's 2 running back,
Flex.
2 receiver, single quarterback, and I believe 1 flex, right? 2 flex.
Two flexes. Yeah.
Yep.
Bye week 14. 12. 14.
Dude, I've seen 3 of your
So
players have
Jonathan
all
and Derek have the
14
same
week bye
bye.
weeks, bro.
That's cool.
Yeah. I just
Mars got
noticed.
12. Mars got 12.
Fuck the.
That's alright.
Fuck week
Probably
14.
going
That's great. Shock the world. Let's go.
Kamara. That's what I thought. So Reed goes Kamara there because
Well, there goes your
he
two
actually
boys
is playing
before
week
Zach.
14. Then George Pickens goes, and of course there's Christian Kirk gone as well. So
Yeah.
just basically all 3 of the guys that I wanted gone right there. But that's why we do these mocks so that you adjust. Gosh, I'm not gonna lie. I really do not like any of these guys right here for a round 5 pick. I really do
No
not
Kyle
like.
Pitts. Gonna have a monster year.
Who?
George Kittle's always a good pickup. Kyle Pitts.
I have never drank the Kyle Pitts Kool-Aid, and I am not about to start now.
Ingram's
Gosh. Yeah, but I don't want to reach for Ingram on the 5th. I guess that's not much of a reach, really. Kittle's there, too.
It's a
Ramondre
little bit of a
Stevenson.
reach, but it's not like crazy reach on Ingram. You could probably get him on the way back.
Yeah, that is true. I do have, not back-to-back, but close picks coming up right here. But if it goes like the last one, I'm every fucking player, it's going to be Joe Burrow and fucking Anthony Richardson left, right up here. Let's see. Gosh, this is a tough one, but I think... fuck it. I'll reach, I guess. Go Evan Ingram here. And so that follows with Kyle Pitts, Anthony Richardson,
for you.
Ramondre, Aaron Jones. Okay. So, who do we got back here now? Round 6. Yeah. I'm going to go Terry McLaurin.
I like that pick. Read on the clock.
Terry McLaurin. Huh? Okay.
So,
Well, T. Higgins.
Brady, before you make your next pick, or I guess make your next pick, and then before you make your second one when it comes back around, after that, let's go ahead and look at the teams. I guess me and Reed could actually go ahead and recap where our teams are at so far while you go ahead and decide what you want to do with your next pick. I'll go first. So far, still sticking to the 0 QB, no QBs on the roster. Running backs are James Cook and Kyron Williams. And then at receiver, I got Amon-Ra St. Brown, Michael Pittman, and Terry McLaurin. And then Evan Ingram is my tight end. Reed, what's your team looking like?
My team is Jamar Chase, Jonathan Taylor, Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson, Alvin Kamara, and T. Higgins. I would really like a tight end to fall to me very soon.
Stacking that Bengals passing game there. You thinking, oh, Joe Burrow's gone. Okay, I was about to ask if you were thinking about drafting him. Since you had
All right.
both of them. I
My
like your
team.
Reed.
My team is Pat Mahomes, Achane, Pacheco, DK Metcalf, Tank Dell, George Kittle, and I'm on the clock now. So pretty much just kind of filling out depth here. Looking at the running backs, I'm not. Yeah. I see Addison there. I see a pretty Cook guy there. Yeah, really cooked. Well, God, I'm actually
So,
I'm gonna take the guy who drives recklessly drunk.
who was that?
Jordan Addison.
Oh, Jordan has. I don't hate that pick though.
Yep,
he's
suspended
gonna
3
have
games
good
to
year.
Yeah,
start the
especially
season.
in the 7th round. You know, that's pretty good value.
Yeah.
I see that cooked receiver still on the clock. Read.
Yeah, your boy, Mr. Cook.
I need a tight end so bad.
Brock Bowers
Brock
right there,
Bowers
and
and
Joe
Brock
Coon.
Bowers.
So
is
Jake
right.
Ferguson.
Jake Ferguson. Yeah,
Goddard.
don't sleep on Ferguson.
T.J. Hawkinson's too. You know.
Yeah, you could go. You could wait, draft Hawkinson, and just then draft like a streamer for the first few weeks. You know?
Well,
Yeah.
the thing is I need a receiver to start in week 12 since both my starters are week 12 and Chris Godwin's 11. So I'm drafting Chris Godwin.
Yeah,
first
you are.
available. 35, 80.
Yeah, you are.
I love that.
You're right, I am.
So
Oh, yeah.
I'm getting to the point in the draft where in a 0 QB build, I think you probably start to look at taking one, because late round 7,
Not
early
that
round 8, Kyler Murray's staring at me right there. Jordan Love's right there too. Yep.
Round 10.
Brock Purdy's a good option too. I like those
Yep.
3 there.
And then
I bet
outside
you
of
one of the
there,
3 will be available on the come around.
that's exactly what I'm thinking.
Definitely
But
not
I'm
when you
also not sure if I see a skill position player that I think I need to take before them necessarily. Because I think it's just really at that point where kind of all the like real good
Round
skill
10 is when
position
you take
players are
QB.
gone, and now you're kind of drafting the guys that might have a good year, might have a solid year. You know, your
Yeah.
RB4s, your wide receiver 4s, you know, your QB2s.
There's still some good options in there for guys that can out. I mean,
Sure, but like the stars
I don't know,
are all
man.
gone, you know, like the kind of thing. I think I will stick to the 0 QB for one more pick and go Hollywood Brown here because he could have a really nice year in Kansas City. Kyler Murray goes one before me. That's absolutely
Jordan Love's a
tragic.
great option.
Jordan
You
Love.
know
though.
You know I wanted Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
Everyone knows I like Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
But hang on, it backs me out. Let's pull him back up. Whatever, man. That's QB1 for my dynasty. That's QB1. So you know, I gotta support my guy. So
Low
good luck to
standards.
him. But I guess who I got a queue here for the late quarterbacks that I wanted to take, and or let me go to that. It was just quarterbacks. And I didn't think I was going to be able to get Jordan Love this late. And you know what? I'm actually, gosh dang it, I closed out of it again. The whole damn draft. Alright, hang on, let me pull it back up. I'm going to blame it on Sleeper and the app, even though it was very much my fault. Who do we have?
Two we still through too.
Yeah, that's what I saw. There's still plenty of quarterbacks available that I feel alright drafting in a later round, so I'm not gonna quite go there just yet. If this would load back up, I think it's going slow because we're on the phone. Excuse me, I'm gonna get some water anyways. Crack it up here. Where are we at on time as well, actually? Okay, just coming up on 20 minutes. So, do I have a tight end? Yeah, I got Ingram. You know what? I think I really like this value here. Lad McConkey. He's got a good chance to be wide receiver one there. All I've heard, he is kind of battling for wide receiver too. I think by the end of the year, he'll work his way up. Yeah. Second half. And Njoku, nice.
I don't think he's gonna have to work his way up at all. I think he's wide receiver one off the bat.
Okay, so since both my running backs have the same bye week, I'm gonna go with the Denver running back Williams.
Ooh, Javonte. Gross.
Do what?
Then goes Brock Purdy. I say gross to Javonte. But then goes Brock Purdy, Deontay Johnson, Jalen Warren, Austin Eckler, bust. Keon Coleman, excuse me, and then Trey Benson, who I think has been rising a lot lately. I don't know if I want to do Smith and Jigba quite this early. Oh, that was Reed again, damn it.
That was me.
I thought that was me picking. Oh, that was Brady. Damn it. I was way off.
Yeah, that's who I wanted. I was hoping they'd follow me. So looks like we're taking QB2.
Okay. Well, that actually ties into the question I was meant to ask Brady. Since with your stud QB, when is too late to invest in QB2 here?
I still see a lot of talent here. I might take him with my next pick, depending on who's all left, and if I still see a few guys that I think are going to be there. So probably either this round or the 10th or 11th round, probably.
Yeah, I was gonna say after the 11th, it'd be too late in my mind.
Yeah.
Yep, I agree. It would probably be too late, which is why I'm going to go ahead and take QB1 for myself. And I think I'm going to go with... Oh, it's between Daniels and Cousins. And I'm going to go with Daniels upside. Because I think that fits the 0 QB build. Just because his crazy upside there. And then...
Due to recent events, I am no longer taking Week 12 or 14 players. So I'm just going to kind of mosey on down the list a little. And hit one that qualifies. I don't think I'm going to take a third QB. Because I took too many 12 and 14s, and I'm not trying to contradict what's going on in my team. So
Gus Edwards is right there.
I guess that means... Yeah, I was going to say that means we take Gus Edwards.
Okay.
I really like Brian Robinson this year. I don't think Eckler does shit.
You like who?
Robinson. Especially this late. I think that would be a steal
Gutierrez is going to
for
steal
you.
his job. Or Rodriguez, excuse me. Antonio Rodriguez.
So
Curtis Samuel would be nice too. Lockett.
I like Stafford. I like Lawrence. I mean, Herbert, if he was healthy, I'd be definitely for it. I mean, they say he's going to start week 1, but... Oh, I guess, I wouldn't have to... You know what? We're going to go with... T-Law.
OT Law. Brian Robinson,
Alright.
Zach Charbonnet, Herbert,
Back on
Dobbs,
the clock.
Jerome Ford, Cole Kmet, and back to Brady.
So if I want to get another reliable tight end, but Freiermuth has the same buy as Kittle. I see Sinet there. Also need another running back. Yeah, I'm gonna wait on running back. I'm gonna go ahead and I was really just loading up on skill position players at this point. 16. Let's go. I like this value here because I think he's going to be one of the top targets in Buffalo.
Okay, yeah, that's who I would have taken too. That's a good pick. Well, so here available for the listeners is Khalil Shakur, Xavier Leggett, Luke Musgrave, Mike Williams, Jerry Jeudy, Kirk Cousins, Chuba Hubbard, who I like, and it sounds like Brooks isn't going to start the year. Matt Stafford, Jalen Wright, Rashid Shaheed, Rogers. You know what? Actually, no, I'm going to get him on the way back around. And so first, I will go Khalil Shakur because I think he's going to get a lot of targets there in Buffalo too. There's a lot available, and Josh Allen seemed to like him. And then I'm going to go Josh Downs. I think he's going to have a really good year too. And I like that value on him this late in the draft.
Okay. What the fuck?
Do you guys know, is there an option after you finish a mock on here that we can export it out or something and like just put it into like a league and just use like the actual roster? We should have like just actually used this in like a free league and made this an actual draft. I might actually save this one and go put it as a like a league for us. I don't know. That would be fun.
Yeah.
So we can see how this kind of pans out a little bit. We should have just made it a draft there. I don't know. I guess filling the rest of the league would have been difficult. Potentially.
Alright.
So Rico's Jerry Jeudy.
I'm going to go ahead and take my tight end 2 here. The rookie out of Washington. K-State. Alum Ben Sinet.
All right.
Okay.
Back on the clock here.
Kickers and defense.
So the first kickers are off the board, and that brings me to, I was going to ask you guys, how early, and apparently not very, do you guys consider drafting kicker and DST? And I suppose we have the answer at this point.
Like, how early would I draft him? And
Typically the last 3 rounds.
Like, how early would you consider drafting DST or kickers? But I see, like, now we know it's last 3 rounds is about where you guys start to look at drafting those guys. So
Yeah, probably the last round.
Yeah, last 2.
You know, anyway, here I like. I would take him if he didn't have the same bio. Yeah, I'm gonna take the Dallas running back Dowdle or Dowdle, whatever the fuck. Rico,
yeah,
Uncle Rico.
yep, Rico Dowdle. Yeah, he's gonna have a good year.
Yeah. Thought about Ty Chandler too, but they have the same bio because another running back. So
All
My
right.
weeks were conflicting, so I had to skip down to a kicker.
I need QB2 here. And sticking with the theme of just going straight for upside, I'm going to go Will Levis with the quarterback. Or the quarterback theme of just going for upside with the 0 QB. Back on the clock here. And I guess this is where we draft, let's skip the kickers and DSTs. Let's just not even draft those, and let's just keep drafting position players for these last
Not
couple
even draft
picks, because
kickers.
yeah, I don't think anyone wants to hear that. And actually, let's take a quick break because we're running long on time here. All right, we are back, and I believe I am on the clock. Gotta get sleeper pulled back up. We had crazy tech issues in between all that, and I am on the clock. And I think we're not drafting DSTs or kickers here. I don't think we need to. I don't think anyone cares about drafting those. So, let's just go ahead. I'm gonna go Brandon Cooks. If it
Good pick.
loads,
That's who I was gonna go.
it's going slow. I hit it. It's just loading. Yeah. It's going really slow since we're on the call. I don't know. My phone's been acting up a lot the last couple weeks with the data. Calls have obviously been bad, and internet activity has been terrible.
Dude, I don't know what it is, but like a bunch of people's phones been messing up because mine has been doing shit like that the last few days. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm about over it though, because it doesn't even work. And like even like if I'm using Wi-Fi, it still doesn't like go half the time. It's really frustrating.
Data. Like I pay for unlimited and like it won't even work half the time. I'm just like trying to get on the phone.
I'm saying, bro.
Yeah, and then
Like
my
right now,
Wi-Fi
like
isn't working. Yeah, it's just leave
you
on.
try closing the app and then bringing it back up. Maybe that'll make it go.
Well, me might be stuck at just 14 rounds here, 13.
Yeah, Zach, it shows you're not in here. No green dot by your name.
Yeah, I think what Brady said, because yeah, we might just be stuck here.
Which is okay. It's just 2 more picks between all of us.
Yeah, it's just
Those
there
are
at
just
the end.
fillers.
Yeah, so I guess we can go ahead and call that a night. That's a bit of a bummer, though. Before we tag out, just a swift update on the Royals. They did sweep the L Sox and win 3 out of 4 against Detroit since the last time we talked to them, so been pretty hot. They did lose tonight, I believe, to my Red Sox, which means that would put, I believe, the Red Sox just a game and a half off Kansas City for the wild card spot. So pretty important series here. And me, my mom, and Isabel are actually going to the game Wednesday, which will be game 3. So that should be a lot of
KC?
fun. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I haven't been to a baseball game in forever, so I'm real excited for that. I'd really like to see both those teams to make the playoffs, and I think for that to happen, the Sox probably need to sweep Kansas City here. Sadly, I hate to say it, but that's what has to happen, and I'm okay with making that sacrifice personally. But I'm sure I will have something to say about that game next time. Like I said, that's going to do it for us tonight. Thank you for joining in. I hope the mock was helpful or insightful for you guys. And yeah, so lost my train of thought there, sorry. Make sure you go drop the 5-star review, the like, the subscribe, all that good stuff. That's what helps us get seen when people search for sports content, wherever they're getting their podcasts and stuff. And if you're on Twitter, give us a follow at ZBR Sports. If you want more Reed, you can find him on there at MINN_sportsfan. Brady is at Brady Feldkamp, and I am at Zach Got That Dog. Until next time, be happy, be healthy. This is ZBR Sports. Take care.
Alright, see you guys.
Peace.
Shitbag lizard people.
Bro's QB2 is Aiden O'Connell.
Bucks on Peyton.
Actually, when you add up the pick value, when you crunch the numbers, who the fuck's Jennifer?